The video review will start in a few seconds, but if you're watching this on YouTube, remember, if you have a question, comment, or suggestion for me, you can post it on 3dgameman.com, and the link is provided below. Hello again, I'm Rodney Reynolds from 3dgameman.com, and welcome to another video review. Today I'm looking at the NZXT Phantom 530 case. This box has lots of pictures, features, and specifications about the case on it. Also, a couple of holes, one on either side, so you can carry it, and that's important if you're picking this up in store, because this is a pretty large, heavy box. They include a booklet which has information about their other products on it, a user's manual, and note that the case itself is also wrapped in plastic here at the top, the front, and there's some on this left side window, on the outside and on the inside. This is a full tower case that's available in 3 different colors: white, black, and red. And as you can see on the outside, it's mostly plastic, but it does have some mesh. The inside is steel. It measures in at 235 by 572 by 543. And it weighs in at 10.5 grams. At the top, there's lots of mesh, so this will provide plenty of ventilation. Now, they do not include any fans here at the top, but you can install plenty of optional ones. You can have either 2 200mm or 2 140mm or 3 120mm fans. At the top left of the case, there's a button, and this turns the LEDs that are on the back of the case on and off. As well, they have a 3-speed fan adjustment. And at the top front right is the power button, 2 USB 3 ports, as well as a headphone and microphone jack. At the front, there's a door which swings open, and this door cannot be repositioned to the other side. They have 3 5¼ drive bays, and here, just tucked underneath at the top right, is the reset button. Very little branding on this case. The only place that you'll see any is here inside of the door, and it's just stamped in NZXT Phantom 530. Now, they do include this 200mm intake fan, but you could alternatively install up to 2 140mm fans or up to 2 120mm fans. On the left side panel, they include a large window and a place to install an optional 140mm fan, and note the mesh. The right side panel is plain. At the back of the case, they include a 140mm exhaust fan, but you can install a 120mm fan if you wish. Here's where the motherboard's I/O shield plate gets installed, extra ventilation holes, 2 rubber grommeted holes for routing cables and or tubes through, as well as 8 ventilated expansion slots. And at the bottom is where a standard ATX power supply gets installed. As well, they include 4 thumb screws, 2 on each side panel. Now have a look at the LED lighting system they have here at the back. One is for illuminating the motherboard's I/O area, and the other, the expansion slot area. You can have them on or you can turn them off. Now, since this is a full tower case, there's plenty of room to work on the inside. Now, this case fits ITX, micro ATX, ATX, as well as extended ATX form factor motherboards. Now, the motherboard tray is not removable, but it does have a large hole on it for the cooler's retention plate as well. There is lots of cable management holes, and note how they are rubber grommeted, so basically it will not cut the cables. Also, punch outs on the opposite side of the motherboard tray so you can attach those cables, and there is plenty of space behind the motherboard tray and the right side panel to route cables. As I mentioned earlier, you can fit up to 3 5¼ drive bays, and note the toolless design here for installing and removing them. Now, there are 3 drive cages, and you can install up to 6 3.5" or up to 6 2.5" drives. 4 at the top in this one, 2 here, and 1 at the bottom. And note that these drive cages can be removed. Now, on the top one, they have a place to install an optional 120mm or 140mm fan, and note how it pivots and you can lock it into place using the thumb screw. At the bottom, you can install up to 2 optional 120mm fans, one here and one just underneath the drives. Note how they have these rubber rests, and this is for the power supply to lodge on. Now, they don't have any kind of fancy expansion slot removal system, but that's okay because thumb screws work perfectly. Now, video card length and power supply length will vary. It depends whether you have the hard drive cages installed or not. With them out, you can install a video card that is up to 444 millimeters long. With them in, you can install a video card or video cards up to 310 millimeters long. Again, that goes for the power supply. And of course, power supply length will vary if you have a fan installed here at the bottom. Now, CPU cooler height is around 18 centimeters. And the actual cable management height will vary between the left side panel and the back of the motherboard tray from 26 to 34 millimeters. With the right side panel removed, you can have a closer look here at the back of the motherboard tray, and note again all of the holes to route cables through, as well as the cable management system that they have here, punch outs that you can attach all of the cables to. You can install another 2.5-inch drive here on the back of the motherboard tray, and note the 10 3-pin fan connector. So all you do is connect your fans into here, and then you can control them from the top. Very nice. Now, you'll need to take off the right side panel if you want to remove or install 2.5-inch and 3.5-inch drives. To do so, just pinch here, pull it out, and then lodge a 2.5-inch drive. No need for any screws when you're installing a 3.5-inch drive, but a 2.5-inch drive, you will need to use the included screws for that, and just then slip it back into place. As well, they have thumb screws here, so you can remove those drive cages very easily. Now, they include an accessory box, and in it is this: lots of cable ties and screws for mounting the hardware. At the bottom, they include 4 feet, which has rubber on the bottom, and these feet are nice and tall, which is excellent because it will allow the power supplies fan and any optional fans that you have down here to intake the cool air, especially if you have the case on a soft surface like carpet. As well, they include 2 removable dust filters. One is for the power supply, just slide it out like so, clean it and put it back, and the front one here works the same. Of course, this is for the 2 optional fans. Finally, have a listen to the fans. First, at the minimum speed, medium speed, and maximum speed. This is an amazing case. If you like the overall styling on this, you know, that kind of like a plastic, large exterior, as well as a case that has lots of features, lots of space to work on the inside. I mean, this case really has everything that you should be looking for in a full tower case. Overall, this is a kick-ass product. Until next time, take care. I hope you enjoyed this video review, and please note that pricing for this product is available on the 3D Game Man video review page.